I'd like to welcome everybody to Mosley Showdown's Knockout Fest here in Corona, California. We have a night full of action-packed fights for you, so stick around and enjoy the show.
Ladies and gentlemen, before we begin, I would like to give a big, warm thank you to the Mosley Showdown staff, starting with our CEO, Serena Mosley. Ladies and gentlemen, we also have our Chief Operating Officer and former two-time MMA champ, Ernie the Piranha Perea, our Operations Manager, Kenosha Kano Saunders, and our Cage Crew Manager, Anthony Weller. And of course, we can't forget our Operations Assistant, Anthony Weller. Let's hear you make some noise for the Mosley Showdown team. And at this time, Corona, California, if you're ready for the next bout of the evening, let me hear you make some noise. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome to the cage at this time, fighting out of the blue corner, Johnny Guns McGregor.
Johnny Guns is coming to us from Camarillo MMA. He is coming off of a loss as well, so he wants to make this his first W. He said last time he came out, Guns is swinging, and he'd like to slow the fight down this time. He'd like to keep control of the fight and keep it at his pace. Take his time this time, but he's also looking for a knockout.
They say only fools rush in, and that definitely applies in mixed martial arts. So he's going to take his time, and we're going to see what kind of results he can get.
California, let's keep this energy alive and make some noise for these young warriors.
Johnny Guns McGregor. He already has an awesome
and
MMA
please
name.
help me welcome to the cage at this time, his opponent fighting out of the red corner, Bryant the Beast Shea.
Bryant comes to us from San Bernardino, California. He is also coming off of a loss. Oh, good Lord. He's also coming off of a loss. So both these guys are coming off from a loss. So we're going to look for that hunger, that thirst. They are both going in there looking for a W. This is going to be a good fight. Brian looks like he's a little taller. He said he was going to try and use his reach to his advantage. He said this is the first fight where he's actually had a full training camp, like if he was training for a pro. He says if you're going to fight, you better do it like the pros do it. You better represent like the pros do it, because that's where you want to be. I can respect that, you know. When you want to be a doctor, you go to school like you're going to be a doctor. You know, don't come into this thinking I'm going to be an amateur.
It's very good thinking. You can't argue with it. We've got two evenly matched guys. They're very similar in weight, and they're both eager and hungry to get that first win. It should be a good fight.
Looks like some people need to go pro so they can start making some money to get some tattoos covered.
On blast.
I'm sorry.
We've got Brian Schell having his last few moments with his team before going into war. These are always very important moments because it prepares you for that moment you step in the cage. Everything changes. I cannot stress that enough.
But it's a good point that you're saying goodbye to your teammates, your coaches. You're getting in this ring by yourself, but you know they are right outside there helping you through this.
Ladies and gentlemen, your referee for this bout is none other than Franklin Aguirre. And now, fighting out of the blue corner. He came into the cage standing at 5 feet 11 inches. He weighed in at 168 pounds. He comes into the cage today representing Camarillo MMA from Santa Barbara, California. Ladies and gentlemen, let me hear you make some noise for Johnny Guns McGregor! And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner. He stands at 6 feet even. He weighed in today at 165 pounds. He comes into the cage today representing Ikusa from San Bernardino, California. Ladies and gentlemen, let me hear you make some noise for Bryant, the Beast Shad.
Johnny has a little bit more, has one fight more experience. Again, both coming off of loss. Brian looks really relaxed. He said Brian said since his last fight, he's worked a lot on his ground game. That's where he lost his last fight. He liked to keep the fight standing, but since he's worked a lot on that, he is comfortable on the ground this time. Here we go with round 1. Both fighters show respect.
Touch of glove showing sportsmanship.
Nice right by Bryant.
Working the leg kicks early is McGregor.
Bryant got a takedown and a few headshots in. Both back to their feet.
Right into the clinch against the cage. And a takedown. McGregor switches to mount.
Nice reversal.
This is where we will see if Bryant is going to be able to incorporate that new ground game that he's been working on.
Needs to pull the hands down. Needs to pull the hand off his neck. Fight the hands. Fight. Good. He's got one hand off. He's trying to stand back up. Again, he's got to fight that hand off his neck. He's got his head turned. I don't know if he's exactly under his jaw. Johnny looking to get his hooks in. Bryant doing a good job closing up. It looks like he's got it around his throat again.
Eagerly working to get that rear naked choke. Looks like he's got his hooks in.
Looks like he has it. He needs to fight the hands. Bryant doing a good job with the wrist control, trying to get the arms free. He's got the one across his throat, though. He's got to fight that one. Protect the neck first.
Grab your bicep.
Bryant doing a good job of fighting the arms.
That's it. Grab your bicep. Finish.
10 seconds. All he's got to do is hold on for 10 seconds.
He's going to make it, I think. McGregor did a good job. He worked his leg kicks early, got it to the ground where he is obviously very comfortable.
Looks like they're both confident. They're both, you know, it looks like they're not, neither of them are breathing that hard. It was a good first round. Johnny seemed to have a little bit more confidence on the ground, seems to know what little to do, but Bryant definitely fought that arm, fought the choke pretty well.
A lot of times it could be that one fight difference, you know, adding extra experience. Every time you step in, you learn and learn.
I like the way you said it earlier too, is you actually learn more from a loss, and both these guys are coming off one, so they're both coming in here with that extra gained knowledge that they gained from their last fight. Again, both of them are hungry. It's apparent too, you know, both of them came out strong. Bryant came out a little bit more relaxed. You know, Johnny showed him that he's got to actually worry about him a little bit.
And there's two things you can do.
Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for round number 2.
When you come back from a loss, you either come back with a chip on your shoulder and ready to get your hand raised, or you're thinking about losing. It'll be interesting to see what these guys are doing.
Again, show respect.
Some feinting going between the two.
Maybe a little more filling out this round. They both came out strong first round, and now they're going to give each other a little bit more respect, I guess.
Right, one more. Hands up, look behind it. Look behind it.
Bryant looks like he's going to use his reach a little bit more. A wild hook there.
Inside. Fire that inside.
I think you're right. They're doing a lot of filling out, giving a lot of respect to each other, trying to set up that right shot.
Tie up again.
McGregor went for an inside trip, didn't work, but got switched over, and now his back is against the cage.
Looks like Bryant has the double unders, which he can use to keep him there. Oh, it's 1 over, 1 over. Nice knees. Good knees by Bryant. A few of those.
Very good knees.
Ooh.
He's got his hands together on the underhooks, working the knees.
Punch it right now.
Ref might separate them pretty soon. He's resting up against the fence. I mean, even if you're up against the fence, there's a lot of energy being used right now.
Oh, definitely. This will wear you out a lot more than standing and striking.
Johnny reversed it to the cage.
You're using your arms, using your legs. You've got the acid
Nice
running
reversal
into
by
him.
Bryant.
Both guys working knees.
Good second round. It seemed like that seemed like it would be a first round where they were both in there trying to get a feel for each other. Bryant using his distance a little bit more, using the striking a little bit more. It's a good round. Who do you give that round to?
That's a tough one. I think I'd say it's 1-1 right now.
You give the first round to...
I give the first round to McGregor, and Shell would probably take the second round.
Yeah, I would give the second round to Shaw as well. He seemed to have more of the cage control, more control of the fight. I mean, McGregor did get one reversal, but Shaw had good control.
Heading into the third and final round, it's anybody's fight. You never know what the judges are seeing, though.
This is true. Last fight, LeRon was right on with his judgment. He said it was 3-1 or 2-1, and then when the judges came back, it was exactly what LeRon specs. So, you know, we have a different seats than they do as well, but
Ladies
we
and
are not the
gentlemen,
judges.
Make some noise for round number 3.
I would also call it 1-1. So let's see how this is the last round for these boys.
Winner take all. They look like they're in good shape. They're not breathing really heavy. We should see a good round.
Nice check.
Jab, kick, jab.
Ooh.
Go, Johnny, put them together.
Both of them using their feet to do a little more work this round.
Working on ways to close the distance.
Bryant got a few jabs in there.
Come on, push it now. Push the pace.
Johnny's chewing on his mouthpiece.
Let's go, push the pace.
Bryant seems very comfortable taking the center of the cage, working a striking game.
Working on the inside leg kick.
Work, buddy, work.
Out. Ooh,
Good right hand by McGregor and a
nice
good uppercut.
Bryant had good control. Johnny reversed that, so Johnny is against the cage now.
Yeah, $30.
Bryant reversed it. Got one on underhook, keeping the pressure onto the cage. Curious to see what he does. There are some good knees.
That underhook, Johnny. Left underhook.
He's going for that inside trip. Bryant working the body. Those are the silent killers. Those are ones that hurt that nobody sees. Knees and
Again with the ring control, him holding him against the cage, doing some damage with the knees. Looks like Johnny is trying to turn him. We got 10 seconds
10
left.
seconds. Who's going to steal it? Good knee to the body by Bryant.
I'd give that one to Bryant too. He seemed to have more of the control that round, kept him up against the cage. Who do you give that one to?
I agree with you. He clapped. He pushed him up against the fence, locked down on him, hit him with a lot of knees to the body. Let's see what the judges say.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 action-packed rounds of MMA action, we go to the judges' scorecards. And your judges this evening have scored this bout a unanimous decision for your winner. Fighting out of the red corner, Bryant the Beast